35-year-old expedition researcher from California. He was a graduate of MIT and had always been fascinated by the natural world. As a child, Jake spent countless hours exploring the forests and mountains of his home state, learning about the diverse array of plants and animals that call these places home. When he wasn't out exploring, he spent his time reading books about natural history and dreaming of one day becoming a scientist. Finally, his chance came when he was offered a position on an expedition to the Amazon rainforest, one of the most unexplored places on the planet. Eve Thompson had always been fascinated by the natural world, and as a young girl growing up in London, she spent hours poring over books about far-flung places and the plants and animals that inhabited them. When she was accepted to study at Oxford University, she knew exactly what she wanted to do: major in biology and pursue a career as a researcher. Eve was overjoyed at the opportunity to finally land her dream job, and she spent the next few months preparing for the trip, reading up on everything she could find about the secrets of the Amazon jungle. Jake and Eve were on a research expedition deep in the Amazon jungle, exploring a site that dated back to pre-society culture. As they made their way through the dense foliage, Jake noticed a narrow path that he had never seen before. He motioned for Eve to follow as he made his way down the path, which opened up into a small clearing. In the center of the clearing was a large cave, which was a few yards wide and deep. The cave was illuminated by natural sunlight and seemed to lead further into the jungle. Taking a closer look, the two researchers were amazed to find that the opening of the cave had been skillfully carved into the stone walls.
What is this?
Jake asked Eve in amazement as they stepped into the cave.
I don't know.
Eve responded, just as awed by the discovery. The two continued to make their way through the twisty corridors until they reached a large chamber. The chamber was illuminated by artificial lighting, which was powered by some sort of generator. In the center, they noticed a metallic time machine, which had a few blinking lights and droning sound. Jake cautiously approached it and noticed various buttons and levers.
Do you think this is some sort of time machine?
He asked, turning to Eve. Eve nodded and cautiously stepped forward and examined the machine. After a few moments, she said,
I think I can make it work.
She maneuvered the buttons and levers, and the time machine started to hum with life. A large blue bubble began to form above the machine, and within seconds, the researchers found themselves in another time and place. The two emerged from the blue bubble in the heart of the ancient city of Alexandria in Egypt. The city was bustling with activity, merchants selling their wares and people going about their daily lives. Entering the city square, they found a large public library and a museum filled with wonders. Next, they went to the time of the Renaissance in Italy, where they witnessed the birth of the art and science movement. Jake marveled at the architectural masterpieces, and Eve thoroughly enjoyed the great works of art her eyes saw. After visiting various time periods throughout history, they decided to take the time machine to the future. As they stepped out into a world full of robots and automated vehicles, they realized they had traveled to a world hundreds of years from their own. It was a world of advanced technology, a world where robots and machines ran people's lives. When their journey through time ended and they were back in the present, Jake and Eve had gained knowledge unlike anyone else. With a combination of their discoveries, the two researchers were able to unlock mysteries that had baffled scientists for years. Their journey had opened up a new world of possibilities and gave them a better understanding of the past and the future.